it is fair to say that Mr. RENO, a former spokesperson to former Nigerian President Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, and Mr. Bashir Ahmad, the personal assistant to President Muhammadu Buhari on new media, don't see face to face. Both men have always engaged in a spat of words with the animosity between them attributable to the different ideas of governance both men have. Bashir Ahmad. You will recall that Mr. Bashir Ahmad recently took to his verified Twitter handle to celebrate and at the same time take a swipe at the People's Democratic Party under whose tutelage the country always experienced fuel scarcity during the festive periods. Alongside some pictures he posted, he claimed that the unpleasant experience has now become a thing of the past, unlike what was obtainable during the reign of the People's Democratic Party. However, Mr. RENO, a fierce critic of the Buhari-led administration, would have none of it as he took a swipe at the president's aide for his statement. According to him, the major reason why there has not been fuel scarcity in Nigeria this December is because of the worsening insecurity situation in the country. According to him, there has not been much of interstate traveling because Nigerians are scared. Tweeting on his verified Twitter handle, he wrote, "If I offer that sycophantic Buhari aide who boasted about no fuel scarcity in December $50,000 to travel to Kano from Abuja without security, he will refuse. That is the reason there's no fuel scarcity. Nobody is traveling because interstate traveling is like a death sentence. If I offer that sycophantic Buhari aide who boasted about no fuel scarcity in December 50,000 to travel to Kano from Abuja without security, definitely I know he will not accept." And that is exactly the reason why there is no fuel scarcity. You will recall that recently Mr. RENO has got involved in trading of wares with another aide of President Muhammadu Buhari, Garba Shehu, after the later claimed that the security situation of the country has markedly improved under the tutelage of President Buhari, a declaration which didn't sit well with RENO, who challenged the presidential aide to pass the weekend inquiry or Koshobi without security for the sum of $20,000, which was later increased to $30,000 after the presidential aide refused to accept the challenge. Do you think, you agree with RENO that the real reason why there has not been fuel scarcity during this year's festive season is because of the rising insecurity in the country? A lot of people are of the opinion that RENO is right, and some say he does not know what he's talking about. Let's hear people's opinion concerning this. These people always come out. All of them are the same, because what was happening there, they will all defend you. Believe you me, if RENO, they will be stating their facts because they are not in the government. But those who are in the government, they will behave as if what they are doing is the right thing. Invariably, in their mind, they know that a lot of things are not going well. They are not meeting the expectation of the people. If RENO was to be the Buhari's media aide, he will justify the same thing. He will not resign. He will be there. He will be doing the same thing that Bashir Ahmad is doing. But all of them have failed us. In the recent, they've all failed us. So why should we be talking about these people who have, in their own time, they did worse, they did bad thing, and this one's now is their own turn. They will not want anybody to correct them. They will not want anybody to say anything or to point out the wrong things they are doing. But let's hear people's opinion based on what these people are telling us. To be honest, Buhari administration tried in times of fuel scarcity. Since Buhari resumed office, we have not been seeing fuel scarcity. That is another person's opinion. Someone says, at what price? And when JEG wanted to increase, who are those that kicked against it? And this is a very valid situation, very valid question, because we could remember in 2012, all of them, oh, don't increase it, don't do it, don't remove it, don't remove it, don't remove it. And the man just listens. Okay, since you do want me to remove it, he left it. But the same subsidy, they've been paying the same subsidy, and the Buhari government told us that anybody telling you that there was anything called for subsidy, that is a scam. And they came on board. Instead of them to, that would have been the first thing they should remove. Did they remove it? No. 5 years down the line, they were still paying. At some point, they will tell you it is premium. They are trying to change it. And because that was what people wanted to hear, then as at that time, they came as opposition, himself, Tinubu, Bakari, all of them, showing we don't go agree, don't remove it. At the end of the day, like all the things that the Nigerian people could not take, as at that time, where everybody is now accepting it in a double fold. Times 3, those things are happening times 3, and yet people cannot say anything because Buhari will intimidate you with soldiers and police. That is what he's doing. And that's why you see that people no longer, they don't want to be talking, they don't want to be saying anything. But the same subsidy, they were paying the same subsidy, and people could not even say, why is it that the same subsidy you were telling us? Keyamu came and tell us that, they are not paying for subsidy, they are paying premium. And we are like, what is it they are talking about? They said they have removed the subsidy, they've now increased the price. How much were they selling then? 87 naira before they left the office. But now it's how much? 100 and something. And now they are still paying the subsidy. They told us they stopped paying the subsidy, and they said they removed the subsidy. Now we are hearing again that the subsidy is still ongoing. So what are we talking about? Who is deceiving who? Who is deceiving who? That is the question now. So, and I quite agree with what this particular person said, that when Goodluck Jonathan was to remove it, who are the people that kicked against it? The same APC. Well, no fuel scarcity at what price? That amount of a man has no shame. It's simple economics. When prices increase, demand declines. Subsidy scam was the order of the day, and big business during Jonathan, they really benefited making fuel scarce and still collected subsidy. But you wanted to remove it, but you say you should not remove it. And are we still not paying subsidy? Check the budget. In spite of the high prices we are paying, the federal government still lays subsidy. Bloody liar. For this government is doing well on fuel. During the PDP 16 years government, fuel is 87 naira or 170 naira, but we were buying fuel at 120 and 150 per liter that time. RENO mockery should go and sleep. Now what is now your argument? When food stocks, it assumes foods are listening at the height of insecurity is northeast, north, central, south, and southeast. When bombs were exploding like Xmas knockouts, even in Abuja, so much so Independence Day celebration were cancelled when going to the southeast was daring. The kidnappers went back in Ogun. This one, I don't even understand what he's trying to tell us. Well, Omokre, you are right. Both PDP and APC are the same, and 1/6 pence, no difference. Okay, yeah, all of them are the same. By the time Basha come out now, you can't justify his own actions or their actions as we speak now. But the poor will continue to get poorer, while the rich will continue to get richer.